First off, I would like to say thanks for watching and welcome back to the channel if you're one of my subscribers. And if you're not, please consider it. Today I took advantage of the 30% off on all Doyle tools at Harbor Freight. This is a 6-inch vise that's marketed as 6-inch, but it actually says 6.5-inch on the side. It's normally $199. Before tax, I got it for $139 and $150 and some change out the door. So it's very heavy. It says it weighs 63 pounds. I'm getting ready to unbox it here. I did flip it upside down and just cut the tape off. So let's see what's in the box. Instruction manual. Yeah. This thing is an absolute beast. I'm going to stop the video real quick while I disassemble the box. Well, if you want a big vise, this is it. Again, it's marketed as a 6-inch. It's actually labeled on the side as a 6.5-inch. I'll get a closer up view of that here in a moment. The box, to support the weight, actually has a piece of wood in the bottom, and the cardboard is very strong. Let me get this over on the table, and we'll look at where I'm going to put it. I got my old vise unbolted. I had totally forgotten that this was a made in the USA Craftsman. I bet I've been beating on this vise for 30 plus years. At some point about 10 years ago, I actually broke this jaw and took it apart and flux core welded it. It's been holding up all this time. I just looked up jaws for this vise. Sears Parts Direct, I believe, still has them listed. I also found the part number somewhere else, and these jaws are about $55. Like I said, I'm going to move this over to my welding table. It'll be just fine there. Then I'm going to mount that big Doyle 6-inch, which is actually 6.5-inch, in its place on the end of this bench. This bench is on casters. I normally store my jacks under it, and then I just pull it out if I need to use the vise for something big. Very cool. Got the vise all mounted up. It is very stable. Opened up to 6 inches. Probably would be at 6.5 as well. But then after that, you're going to only have a couple threads left, probably. So, move this tape measure. Crank it back in. It is very smooth, very easy. Once you get it in, I mounted it on the edge of this table so that it would have full motion to swing around when I pull the table out. As you can see, compared to the other vise, it's an absolute monster. which is good. So this Craftsman vise, I'll probably order new jaws for it and put it on my welding table. So far, the Doyle 6.5-inch vise. I highly recommend it. Just a tip for when you mount your vise. Mount it close enough to the edge of the table that if you got something that goes from the floor up that needs to be clamped in, you can clamp it in without it hitting the table. I position this vise also for when I spin it around to the side. When I pull this table out, I can also take pipe or flat stock or whatever, and it will clamp down without interference of the table. Hope this helps. This worked out very well. I like it. Well, this worked out better than planned. By rotating the vise, I was able to use the existing holes on the fitment table. So this old vise is going to live on.